Alright, so we're gonna do something a little bit differently. We're gonna have to make some runs down so I can put some core wood so I can make some more raw iron so that I can fill up a bit more steel pipe than that made. We don't really need tools right now. We have a bunch of those, but the steel pipe would be. So in order to make it, we're gonna have to run down there and do that. Not so fun, but you know, we can do it. I'm gonna have to try throw the switch when I get up here anyway. So that way, when I come back, I get the, if I buy another car, or if I, come back here to get wood, then I can just throw the switch. But I don't often times need to come back here and fill up all the time on the wood, so I would. Flip the switch, that'll be fine. But we are going to run a little bit of core wood down there. Hopefully make some more raw iron, and then I got to transfer more, so which means I'd have to hook up to the other cars and then run around and come back, one set full, one set empty, or run that in the next episode maybe with the new cars. That might be what I do, is I might just run them with a new car and see. But it should be pretty easy to do that. But I'm going to make sure that all my brakes are off before I even head out. Because I felt like one was on, but I could be wrong. Nope, no brake. Okay. Might just be, might be a little bit too heavy for this engine. But we're going to run it. It should be fine. It should be fine. Nothing bad will happen, right? So, pretty much plan is just to stock up on as much raw iron as I can make. Just so I can get a bunch of steel pipe. And I might just do that portion, run some of that raw iron up here. Might do some off camera work, just a little bit, not much. Enough to see where everything's gonna be lined, because on these cars I'm not exactly sure all the time, because different places load it differently, if that makes sense. So I'll definitely have to try that just off camera just to see. Then we'll be alright. But other than that, we should be good. So we'll have to end up picking into that bunch of cars. Away you go then. Yeah. We'll get there, it's just gonna take forever. Really didn't feel like going all the way up to 100%. And I also gotta flip this switch too. Because I can run the raw iron up here, start making a pipe. And I can go wherever I need to. Either one needs it, we can then deliver it. I guess is the best way of looking at it. But it's not really a good way to deliver it. Like, to get from one point to another, it's just, this engine is too small to do half of the tonnage that I want to do. So what I want to do is actually just run code to get the raw iron at the same time. This is probably not do both at the same time. I mean, it might. I don't know, depending on the weight, I would imagine, but I'm not sure what exactly everything weighs, so we'd have to calculate it and see where we're at. As far as the tonnage math would be concerned, probably a little bit. More than we're probably going to be allowed of tonnage if we were to pull 4 extra cars in the back, maybe. Depends on how it works on this run, if I want to run any more cars. I might, in the next run, run some more forward down there, but pick some raw iron up on the way back and then get paid to go in both directions. I know it might be easier to do that. It's kind of like you're gonna have 4 cars that you don't really necessarily need to be there, you know? Or they save up some money, look at a new engine, and then whatever new engine we get, you know, we just still able to whatever set of cars we want to do. If we want to do both, we'll probably do it with that. This one, I'm pretty sure wouldn't do it. I'm 100% sure that there's no way that this is going to run, you know, with 4 extra cars of weight that you don't need because they don't need to be there, you know? I mean, I guess you could leave a set off and then have one on, like, look over side and just leave them down there and then just go pick them up again. But still gonna have to take 2 runs, so I don't know. It's all good here. We're gonna go into here. We're gonna just try to get this train sitting up here at the top, so that way all I gotta do is flip one switch, I believe, because we don't need to go into the loading site for any lumbar beams, so we should be okay in that regard. Other than that, we're looking pretty okay right now. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this up there. See, it's even struggling with just these 4, so it really depends how this whole engine acts. And maybe it will be alright, but we might run at tonnage then, and then we might be in a problem, so. Kind of like a double-edged sword, I guess. It's like, you can do one thing and not the other. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, we buy another Betsy, and then we have, you know, just 2 Betsy's running around. So, and we could do that. I mean, it wouldn't be a totally bad idea to have another train of some type, but I'm thinking either Montezuma or the coal-fire one, either one of those, like the first one that you can get. So it's either going to be the Montezuma or coal-fire, and I'm hoping we can get a coal-fire engine, and that way I ain't going to have to, you know, put a bunch of fuel in it every time. But I could be wrong, you know. Could get the Montezuma, I guess. Really, all we need is just like a tender or like a firewood car or something like that in this game at some point, where we can just hook it onto the back of this train, right? Of these smaller trains, right? Not necessarily the Montezuma, but like the Betsy and all that, right? If we could run like one of those cars, right? So you have, you know, cars that you could buy that would be like cheap, but it would be like, you know, your spare firewood, right? You fill that car up, and then you always have like a car of firewood with you. And I don't know like how easy or hard that would be to like program or anything, but I knew that they were probably a thing back in the day, I would assume, right? So why can we not have one in the game? Like, not even, I'm not talking about like having like a big car or anything, just a little, you know, like one of these little ones. That's all you really need. And then just hold all your extra firewood, you know? You got up to the firewood and it has like a trigger or something maybe that releases the firewood into that car, or a spot you can load it or something like that. And there you go. I mean, that would work perfectly, right? I don't know. That's a theory. I'm just saying I don't know if it's the right theory or wrong or what, but everybody else is probably gonna have a different opinion on that, but I'm thinking that would be the best way to do it. Then you could have firewood when you need it. You know, kind of Betsy and that. Because what I do with like the Betsy, like once I have like I still run it, you know, for moving cars around and stuff. So I was like, why can we not? I mean, we got the smaller cars. Why can't we have one that's got like a little extra section in the front? Or, I don't know, half of what the back of this Betsy does, of course, like that little half wall. And just have that in the front for storage when we come pop it open and put it in, take it out. Pretty sure that would have been a thing somewhere. I don't know, like, if it actually would have been a thing. I'm pretty sure it would have at some point, right? Depending on probably where you were. Because if you think about it, certain spots you might not even be able to get firewood out. Or even if it's just a car that's a placeable, like you can, load it up. I don't know how you would do it. Yeah, that'd be a good option, okay? Then you would have extra, even for some coal cars, you could have like an extra like little, it could be either for coal or firewood, have your little, like, so you could have one for fire, one for coal, they're separate cars. But I don't know if anybody would have thought that. That'd be a good idea. Just a little idea I've been having. It's like, why could we not? Even if it's a little car like that. It's like, say, the one that I have on the back right now, right? Say something like that. Maybe smaller, maybe it doesn't matter. Just full of extra firewood. Or coal, depending on what engine you're running. I would definitely buy one of those. Like, if they were a thing, you would have extra capacity. They wouldn't have to stop it every 4 or 5 months, depending on where you're going. Depending on how much you needed to fill it, it matters so much. You have a little bit of extra cleaning in there. One of the last pieces at the cabin, but I still got, half a car or a full car back there full of wood that I can still use and just run back and forth. I don't know if that can even be a thing, but that should be a thing somewhere. I'm pretty sure it would have been. Because I believe that railroad probably just built what they needed to, like, rules. That, I'm pretty sure that they did things for extra, capacity for coal or firewood. I'm sure they would have done it. I just don't know, I guess I'm sorry, they probably would. It's kind of like that weird question of, I don't have an answer for it. Somebody might have an answer. I don't, but that's what I think needs to happen is, we can get a little extra kind of, it could even be just a support car, just be like the skeleton car, but it only holds firewood, or it only holds coal, or whatever. I mean, they've done it to where they can have these cars now, so why could we not have one that the extra material? Brilliant idea. I don't know if anybody's ever brought that up. If they have, I hope they do that. They accept that and make that thing. That would be interesting to run, because then you'd have to count that weight into your total overall. How much you can haul. So you probably can haul 3, maybe 4 cars, depending on how much firewood you had in the car, plus whatever you had in the cab. Heck, that's a genius way to run. Just saying it sounds like a good idea to me, but that's only one man's theory, right? But other than that, we're pretty much just gonna have to throw the switch, I believe. I'll probably have to get out here in just a second to see what the switch does. I'm trying to remember if I gotta throw it or not. Maybe, I don't know, I'll get out and check, I guess. I don't remember if I brought logs back last time, or if I brought cordwood back last time. I can't remember. So, I'll have to investigate that and throw the switch and then get back in the train. I had to look and go back and see what I ran last, because usually I write down where I went last time, and I didn't have that, so nope. So like, you know, I had some of it written down. I didn't write everything down. I guess I'll just write this one down, so that way I knew when the last time I threw that switch was and where it's lined to. It's kind of what I do sometimes, depending if I'm frequenting that area to pick up, you know, whatever. I just had to remember it's the first one, the cordwood, and I couldn't remember that off the top of my head. So it's just easier, you know, you can get outside your train and look, and then, you know, make a determination which way you gotta flip the switch. Is this where we need to go? Yes. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go back here. We're gonna throw the switch this way, and then I'll write it down which way it's flipped, and what time and date I went there, and how much I pulled out, you know, over there. So how many cars and how much weight. But we'll see if I can match some of the numbers that I was pulling before, but I think probably only fit 2 at a time. I'm assuming I can only fit either 2 or 3, maybe 2, probably only 2, maybe. I don't know how that. I usually, well, I mean, I guess you could fit a third one on top, strap it down. For easy, I probably only made it 2 at that. So yeah, we're pulling a good number out of that. Come on, number. What's your weight gonna be? I hope it's probably gonna be like less than what I was before. Wait, I didn't think of it, so I guess correct is harder than that's still up for debate, depending on how much these things weigh. Hopefully it's, you know, less than what the other cars were weighing. But let's say that they're, you know, their weight's, you know, not that much different, then it's not going to matter what the car you go with. It's just going to matter how much you want to haul. So you have to haul, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars compared to, you know, 4 cars. You know, you can do that. Alright, so we'll see how much this thing weighs. Then I'll write it down here, and then get on to the next one. So, probably right in the middle, or right about there maybe. Depending on which way the crane is going to load it, kind of matters. There we go. Should be in an alright. Good to stop, so. And I'm alright with it. Just not really happy, but, you know. That might not, it worked. Okay, so it's 2. How much is the weight? How much is the weight? How much is the weight? Okay. That's not bad. Slightly a little bit more, but not too bad overall. I'd pull more of these small ones anyway, so I'm thinking about just investing in the small stock of these for now, because I'm only going to be running this type, like the smaller trains for now, like Montezuma or something like that, probably. You know, so once we get this one loaded, we'll pull up, get the next one loaded, so on and so forth, and then it'll all be loaded, and then I don't have a problem. Let's see. Did I load this one good? Is this one gonna be a good load? Yes. Okay. So, yeah, it's not that bad, I guess. Could be worse. Could weigh a heck of a lot more, but the other cars will weigh a heck of a lot more than this. But the reason I like running these ones is I can look right across, see if all my cars are attached when I look back. The big cars you can't really tell because they're so long, you can't sometimes see back there. So, That's kind of where I'm going with. I kind of like these smaller cars, and that's why I thought they would have had like a support car. I think it's probably what they would have called that. I don't know if it's like a support car or what, but it would have been like maybe like a little extra storage in one of the cars. Like you could decide what car you want or where you want to place it. You know, I don't know how all that would work, but that's just a good idea for this game. You know, if they watch, you know, that would be a good thing. You know, I'm just saying that would create not as many headaches as sometimes this train does, because it burns through firewood, because, you know, obviously you're trying to use a train that's probably too small for what I want to do, but it's alright. We'll keep it around. Once I'm done with it, it's not gonna matter, but it's just the whole thing of going to take time to get up to the bigger train probably. But we'll try this, see how this works. Yep. Okay. I'll just make sure they're all loaded, because you can kind of tell easily on this if it's loaded all the way or not. Yep. So that should be good. Alright, now it's time to run it all the way back. So, yeah, you know, pretty far. So, the thing you see that we cross right now, or the thing that crosses over me right now, is the spot that we got iron on. I am kind of happy that we have them now. We don't have, like, supports or stuff like this. Because if I didn't, I would have to, like, get out the bridge every time I wanted to, like, come down here to the smelter, and then take a run back, and then put the bridge back to go back to the iron mine. Would be a pain. It sounds like, you know, it would be a pain. I guess it was a pain, like, if you were going to run it that way. Like, if you know, run it that way every time, then you have to remove the bridge, but you just came from the iron mine, so then you gotta stop, back out on the main, get going down the main, and stop, move the bridge, and then go back going again. I think that, you know, is gonna be a pain, so it's a little pain in the butt that way. I mean, other than that, we're all, you know, everything's all good. It's just there are, you know, obstacles here and there. But I do like now when you put your full brake on, they stop trying to turn. Which is kind of funny. They go into the full lock. They go to nope. They go from no brake to all of the brakes. But it's okay. It's coming down here pretty much. That's the problem for me, because if I don't stop fast enough around some of these corners, and right here I came down a little bit too slow and didn't have enough momentum to come back on the other side. But if I didn't, you know, do that, then I could have pretty much come down too fast and ripped off the tracks in this corner. Done that before. It's not fun. I don't get anything too big of it. We'll get there. You don't feel like crashing the train or trying to do anything stupid, you know? So pretty much what I got is I got it back rolling, and then I'll just kick on the brake when I need it and just take a little sets here and there. When you're coming up to some of these corners, like they are, you know, sometimes you can go fast down them and have no problem, and then other times you can go down them too fast, and next thing you know, cars are everywhere. And now you gotta find out where they went. So I didn't really playing that game. But other than that, it should be okay. We got pretty much this whole, it's just the whole line to get to the smelter is, you know, gonna be long. So it's just gonna take time because I don't really want to run too fast coming down here. Because if I come too fast in some of these corners with all the speed and momentum coming downhill, it could probably push the train, depending on, you know, again, what type of brake it has. If it has an air brake, probably not. But if it has brakes like I do, it probably would push through the brake. So that's why I'm trying to just take small sets of brake, you know, plus run the engine a little bit, depending if I'm going, you know, too fast or too slow. Just some of these corners right here, I just want to take them nice and easy, and then I'll open it up once we get down into the smelter a little bit. Once we get a little bit straight going right into it. That's the whole idea of why I'm running slow, is because I don't want to run super fast that the cars become detached and sling around. we don't want to put them into space, okay? That's not for today. Maybe another time. But not today. Because like when this first update came out, that was something that did happen to me, is it sent like all my cars to space. So that's kind of where, you know, when they come out with certain updates, it's like, what is it gonna do? And hopefully it doesn't send my cars to space. That's the only two things I worry about. If it sends them to space, I have no idea where the heck to even start. Depending on, I guess, how many cars you would have, of course, but like, if I had a whole, like I had, what was it, 50, you know, mixed cars here, there, and everywhere. And it really did go everywhere. We lost them in the middle of, like, the middle of the mountains somewhere. We don't know where the heck they actually all went, because it was hard to find them. That's kind of what I want to get, maybe them to install a, like, in the map it shows you like your tracks, and then shows where your train and your cars are on the tracks inside the game. That way you don't have to, you know, download like any mods or whatever it is, you know, or install anything like that. When that day comes, I'm gonna be happy because it already shows where you're at on the map. But why could we not have, you know, the tracks and where your cars are? Just the ones that you're running. It doesn't have to be the other ones that you're not running. That would be like a help. But I don't know if they have any plans for that. But that'd be another good idea. As well as, you know, having extra wood into one of the cars too. That would be, you know, two great ideas. I don't know if they'll ever get done, but hey, they're ideas. You know, I don't know. Maybe I should. I might post. Maybe make a post about that and see what they think about that idea, or see if anybody has done one. I guess too. Because I don't want to, you know, ask something that somebody else has already asked. You know. So, if they already have, then okay, but if they haven't, alright, I'll do that, you know. Yeah, it took us a while to get down here. That's the whole, like, thing, is it was taking a while to get down to this, you know, section of track, just because I would put the brakes on all the way, because I'm used to the way you had to do it, to put everything on all at once, for it to even try to slow down. You know, I'm so used to that, but, you know, some of this new stuff that they got, you know, coming in where you don't have to have the brake full on all the time. So I'm trying to get used to it. It's just not, I'm just not used to that whole thing. Like, I'm used to the older system where you had to, like, where you had to give it full brake to stop. You know, give it reverse thrust, trying to, you know, stop yourself from going too fast forward. I'm so used to, like, that style of stuff. And then they come out and then, you know, it's like, easier to control trains and stuff, and then you get me that's like so used to the old system that's like you go changing things and then I gotta go relearn it and then I get used to this and you change it back to that, you know? So, this or that type of thing. But I'll get used to it eventually, it's just gonna take me a while. Let's see. Yeah, there should be okay. I have to make sure. And now I got no reg on it right now. I got nothing on it. So, we should be alright. As far as that's concerned, we should be alright to go through here, but I gotta get out and flip the switch. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here, make sure it's just, you know, stay stopped for a minute. Then we'll get out, flip the switch, and get back in. Oop, a little too far. Come back. There you go. And on we go. We gotta go past the switch to actually get it to work. Because we gotta go all the way. There's another switch that I gotta flip to go back into the drop off of this material. That'll take me a minute or so, and we should be done. Pretty close to being done after that. At least for that. And then back into that, drop it off, and that'll be the end of it. So, alright. Now we got it pretty much all flipped and backed in here now. Go ahead and get this first car unloaded. It's gonna be, you know, a couple times of doing that. I don't know if I can back all of these in there to fit all in that little drop-off area. I'm not so sure that I could. So I'll just try to line up like 2 or 3 of them. That's how I generally go about doing it if I'm not sure. Well, these 2 I know will fit, so. Because as long as it hits, it ain't gonna matter. There we go. And back this up. Unload this last car. Then that'll be pretty much the end of it. Because we made it all the way down here safely, so. Didn't struggle too bad, so. Just being aware of the whole new system, but that's pretty common, I'm assuming. Alright, let's see. Yeah, that should download, I would imagine. Alright, I will see you on the next one.